What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So it looks like we are headed towards this rematch. And it looks like the premier boxing champion, founder and advisor Al Heyman and the PBC have secured or attempting to secure two dates, February 3rd and February 24th in Las Vegas, Nevada, for this rematch of Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. We know that the fight was talked about possibly taking place in December, right? There's a big holdup. Obviously, the PBC is no longer with Showtime, as Showtime has gotten out the business of the sport of boxing. Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, they fought July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. And it looks like the PBC is looking to secure some dates in February for the rematch. The rematch looks like it's going to possibly take place at 154, junior middleweight. Now, that hasn't been set in stone, but all the reports that I'm hearing is that it's going to take place at 154. Errol Spence, apparently, is now going to push for the fight to be at 154, right? Errol Spence lost this fight, lost his belts, and Errol Spence went above and beyond to give Terence Crawford the opportunity and the possibility to even make this fight happen from the beginning, okay? Errol Spence was the A side going into the fight. He was the bigger draw. And he gave Terence Crawford the opportunity, as Terence Crawford gave him the opportunity. They gave each other, but Errol Spence being the A side, many people felt like, he went above and beyond to make the fight happen. And so, with that said, the fight happened, July 29th. Highly anticipated. For years now, we've been talking about Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. It was the biggest fight in the last decade. On paper, it was seen to be the most 50-50 fight. The fight itself turned out, the action itself, the fight itself turned out not to be that. Turned out that Terence Crawford was the better fighter all the way around. He dropped Errol Spence in the second round, twice in the seventh, and stopped him in the ninth. Errol Spence wants his get back. Errol Spence wants to prove that he just wasn't himself. After the fight, Errol Spence stated, hopefully we do the rematch in December at 154. Errol Spence wants the rematch to take place at 154. And so he was contractually in his right to 30 business days to have the rematch, and he activated the rematch clause. And Terence Crawford is in his right to receive a bigger share of the pie automatically, and Terence Crawford can choose the weight. But apparently, Showtime president of sports Steven Espinosa said that, Terence Crawford can't choose the weight, not necessarily. But he stated it in a way of saying morally he shouldn't do that. You can't say, well, I'll go up and fight Jamel Charlo at 154, or I'll go up to 168 and fight Canelo Alvarez, but don't give Errol Spence the rematch at 154 and give Errol Spence the best possible opportunity to be successful. That's not Terence Crawford's that's not Terence Crawford's fault. That's not his responsibility to put Errol Spence in the best possible position to be victorious. But nonetheless, through morals, like, you look at it from the standpoint that Terence Crawford admitted that Errol Spence gave him the opportunity. Errol Spence, if it wasn't for Errol Spence telling his team to make the fight happen, the fight would not have happened, right? So when you look at it from that standpoint, yes, Terence Crawford should give him the opportunity and should say, hey, all right, you want to fight at 154? As Terence Crawford said, it's not easy for him to make 154. So it's understandable to say, well, make the fight happen at 154, right? Cool. With that said, Many people are not very, very interested or excited about the rematch. They're just not, right? Because of, the way the initial fight played out. The shock value is gone. The element of surprise is gone. That's what intrigues me, is because now, for me, if the fight takes place at 154, any shortcomings Errol Spence had leading up into the fight, he should rectify those and remove those. And now, we should see the absolute best version of Errol Spence. If he was indeed, like many people felt like Errol Spence was weight drained, okay? Because he stuck around the 147. He was there for 10 years and he was weight drained. Well, Terence Crawford was there 5 years and 8 fights. Not easy for Terence Crawford to stay at 147 either. He's been at 147 since 2017. And he's older. He's 36 years of age. Errol Spence is 33. So he's older. So it's not easy for him to make the weight. And since he stated it's not easy for him to make the weight, then I would love to see the fight take place at 154. Remove all doubt. Remove all excuses. Leave nothing up to the imagination. Let's get it in its full peak. Errol Spence at his full peak. Right? There's reports that Errol Spence could be back, hopefully, with his strength and condition coach, Blu-ray Fitness. I hope he does that, because with Blu-ray, he's 11 wins, no loss, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout. Blu-ray got with Errol Spence in his 14th fight and stayed with him for 11 fights and was proven. He was proven, right? So with that said, he gets back with his initial strength and condition coach, the best version of Errol Spence. So that's what intrigues me. But again, for so many people, they're not intrigued and not moved and not very interested, motivated to see the rematch because the way the first fight played out. I gave Errol Spence the first round, and then I gave him the first half of the third round. But from that point, Terence Crawford dominated the fight. But as a boxing fan, as a boxing pundit and a boxing fanatic, I want to see the rematch because I want to see what adjustments Errol Spence made. I want to see how Errol Spence looks at 154. I want to see what's the game plan, right? And in Terence Crawford case, I want to see if Terence Crawford takes it to another level. The element of surprise is over. We know that you're stronger. We know that you was faster. We know that you showed more skill. You was more accurate, more precise, more durable. We saw all of those things. Now the element of surprise is over. Now we know what it looks like to see him in the ring. So now I want to see what it looks like for Errol Spence to quote unquote not be hindered by anything. If even he was. I don't know if he was. But just in case he was, I want to see Errol Spence and Terence Crawford rematch because of that. But I can completely understand, because I personally don't believe that even if he make adjustments, there was so many different aspects that Terence Crawford was better at that I'm hard pressed to see, even when Errol Spence make adjustments, him being able to be victorious. Not saying he can't, but it's just hard. I'm hard pressed to see him be victorious. But he wasn't competitive. Can he be competitive is what's intriguing. And is it the correct market to put it back in Las Vegas? Because the two dates they secured is February 3rd and February 24th, are they looking to secure for the rematch. The longer the better. February 24th is best for me, in my opinion, for Errol Spence. The more time he has to make adjustments and to game plan and be better prepared, the better, in my opinion, that Errol Spence is going to be. The more effective he can be. Letting his body rest, getting the proper sparring. He knows what it looks like to be in there with Terence Crawford. He understands what it's like to take Terence Crawford power, his punches. So I'm intrigued to see the rematch. But I understand from a selling point to the casual fans. Can you sell this rematch to the casual fans and they buy into it and you sell listen, Errol Spence is going to be better. Well, you need the fight to be at 154 for a selling point. To say, even though Errol Spence didn't make up no excuses, but you need the fight to be at 154 to tell the world, yeah, well, we didn't, we weren't able to be at our best because of the weight cut, the weight drain. You see what I'm saying? So, that's a selling point to sell to the fans. Well, my weight cut was a problem. I couldn't make the weight. It weight drained me. I wasn't the same guy. 154, 7 pounds cushion. I'm gonna be way better. That's a selling point. It gives people something to believe in, something to latch on to, something to have hope with. So I think that, you know, the market is going to play a major part in selling it, where the fight takes place. Although they secured it for Vegas, I think that's important, you know, because is it worth people saying, listen, I'm coming to Vegas again to see this rematch? The first fight reportedly did 650 to 700,000 pay-per-view buys. I believe that that's going to take a dip if they don't have the correct selling points to convince the fans and give the Errol Spence fans, and you have hardcore Errol Spence fans that believe he's going to be better, but the casual Errol Spence fans that believe in Errol Spence being better, stronger, bigger, that witness what they witnessed, give them hope and convince them it's going to be different this time. That's what it ultimately boils down to. So I'm intrigued by it, but it looks like this is going to be the dates, either February 3rd or February 24th. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all in one word. So all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.